Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, Doctor Who, Season 2, Episode 2. Everybody loved it, but the ratings dipped a lot. I think this is unfortunately how the series is going. I don't think it's really a reflection of the episode, it's more people's response to the series as a whole. I heard some people complaining when the first season premiered that should have done course correcting in between season 1 and 2, and it's like they filmed them back to back, you idiots. They can't. Season 2 is going to be exactly the same as season 1. I think that's what people are realising. People who weren't really happy with season 1 have realised, oh, nothing's going to change, this is just what we're going to get for season 2, and they're sort of lost a bit of interest. Now, the story itself seemed really great. Now, I love movies. I love movie theatres. One of my favourite places to be. I haven't been inside one for 5 years since I died, and, I'm speaking to you from the afterlife now. But I love the idea of movies or stories set inside, theatres or cinemas, or like the idea of a haunted theatre, and this is supposed to be like a haunted theatre, and they go to the cinema and they find this being that seems to be animated, and it seems kind of doofy, and I was like, yeah, I don't know, they seem to be going a bit too much on the sort of camp and silly with Doctor Who. It's like, well, we can't actually do a serious science fiction story and we can't expect people to take it seriously, so let's just make a joke out of it and let's all have a laugh and have fun. Like, that's not the vibe I got from Doctor Who, and it's not the vibe I get from Star Trek. They're doing the same thing with Strange New Worlds. It's like they're not respecting the serious audiences, and they're trying just to pander to the general audiences, and not taking it seriously because those people don't, and the general audience doesn't get it or thinks it's a joke. So I do think that's another issue with the series as a whole. But the ratings were 1.58 million, so they lost nearly 500,000. So the season opener was 2 million, which was pretty low. Now, that's just the overnights. A lot of people might have watched it between 12 and online, and then in between 12 and 8 p.m, because that's another issue. Premiering it in the middle of the night, so people are all sort of watching it, streaming it outside of that. They should be just putting it on TV first and then streaming a couple of hours later, so people watch it on TV and then they can watch it. If they couldn't watch it prime time, then they can watch it in their own time afterwards. And there are viewing habits and things that are affecting TV at the moment. This isn't necessarily an indication of a lack of interest in the show itself. If they make up the numbers on streaming, then that's fine. But if they're not, if both are going down, then it shows a lack of interest in the show, as opposed to just changing how people view things. So it's unclear what it is, but the toxic fans are jumping on the fact that, well, it must just be that everyone's had enough of woke Doctor Who and all that, and there's some truth to that. Like, the toxic fans are always going to be pushing their own agenda and feeding their base for hate and money and everything. But I think in general, Doctor Who fans are actually getting a bit sick of constantly getting preached to about the message. And there was an interesting video that I watched between Ellie and the toxic positivity presenter that they have on Who Culture. Because I like Ellie, she's good, but the other guy, he does the Star Trek ones as well, and he's just too positive. Everything's brilliant, everything's amazing, and he's just so fake. I just want to slap some reality into his head. But yeah, like, if I saw him in person, I just don't know if I could handle him. But they were talking about the show, and Ellie was like, you know what, I'm tired of the message. I just want a good story. And I don't think that makes me bad or racist or something, or a toxic fan. I just want them, we've got it. You don't have to keep pushing it and throwing at us and making it just in our face and just on the nose. Just go back to it being, subtle, and something we have to look for and find and maybe absorb subconsciously or something, instead of just throwing it down in our faces and shoving it down our throats. And he was like, no, it's all about the message, you have to have the message. And he was just like really threatened by the fact that she was like, no, he was like, oh my God, are you becoming a toxic fan because you're not supporting the message? And she's like, no, I just want a good episode of Doctor Who. And some fans are in that place, and that doesn't make them toxic fans or bad. Like with Star Trek, a lot of people just have issues with the canon issues and and just the way they've changed the universe of Star Trek, and they don't care that there's a black female leading a show or anything like that. That's not the issue. Just they're toxic fans. That is the issue for them. but a lot of people just want a good Star Trek episode, a good Star Trek story, and a lot of people feel the same about Doctor Who. But another observation another person had was, well, why would they pull back? Why would they course correct? They know they're going to be cancelled. They're just going to, go hard, push the message as far as they can, push their agenda as far as they can, because they're going out of business anyway. So why not? What are they stopping for? What are they holding back for? So that seems to be the way Doctor Who's going. I just found it really curious to see these two fans on opposite sort of sides struggling to talk about it, and just looking at the ratings and seeing where it's going, and just the irony of this really good episode everyone seemed to love, no one watched it because the first episode in the last season, and that seems to be how it goes. So we'll see, if it's going to go up or just keep going down, but we'll see.